it's interesting to notice at the moment how we are not able to discern the truth. We seem to have lost the plot a little bit. I think some of that began, and I know for me it certainly began back in South Africa. We had a really specific code, which was you didn't speak about sex, religion, or politics. That was a no-go because so many people had so many thoughts about it. You were always respectful of that. You didn't put down other people's points of view. And I think it's when we start to put down other people's points of view, we start to shame and blame and we don't listen, that we also begin to lose the truth. Because what happens is now my point of view's got to beat your point of view. And I'm going to double down on my point of view, so it's going to be bigger than your point of view. And this is where we seem to have found ourselves in the world right now. We've put ourselves into a win-lose game instead of a win-win game. It's ha-ha, I win, you lose. And the only way I win is by not telling the truth, and it could be as big as you like, as long as it trumps yours. And we've got to be really, really careful at the moment because we're getting to a stage where systems are becoming so entangled that we no longer know what belongs where. Now, in systemic work, we do know that certain systems shouldn't entangle. And some of them are religion, politics, whatever, because we don't give everything and everyone its place. We haven't learned that yet. We could, if we wanted to, tackle even the thorniest political discussion if we gave everything and everyone its place in the discussion. But we're not doing that. We're trying to drown out opposite points of view. And it's actually not making us stronger. It's killing us all because we can't hear. We've gotten into a space where the truth or the not truth is so inflated that we're starting to divide into tribes, camps, political groups around the truth. Only it's super not the truth. It's a couple of people's points of view, and we're coalescing around that. Now, in any big divides, this is what we see. We see a point of view become the truth, and then people go blind or deaf. We're doing that right now. We're not sitting down and being curious and looking at the meta patterns and seeing that this is what starts wars, civil wars, great big multinational wars. If we look at the Ukraine and Russia, there are two truths out there. What are we doing? We're not looking at the truth. Whoever blusters the loudest gets to say this is the truth. And which, of course, makes perfect sense then when we listen to the idea of history is written by the victors. Yeah, so whose truth is it? What would happen if instead of repeating these meta patterns of not listening and dividing along tribal lines or teams, we started to look at really, what is the truth? And if we have the truth, what can we do about that? What can we do with that? At the moment, the poor truth is buried so far underground, under so many meta patterns, that it's going to take a miracle for us to start separating them out. So who's going to begin to be the truth teller? Who's going to start telling a number of emperors that they really have no clothes on? And more importantly, how are we going to land that search in a way that becomes a bigger game than the one we're playing right now? How are we going to make the truth a game worth playing?